Hello, so let's move on with level A2. First topic, verbos com alternância vocálica. This means that there are a few verbs that change graphically, and we will explore this topic. A few examples. Vestir, it's the first one that we have here. Vestir means to dress up, to get dressed. Despir, to undress. Preferir, it's another example, is to prefer. Conseguir, conseguir is to be able to. Tossir means to cough. Engolir, to swallow. Descobrir is to discover. When you check all this list of verbs, can you see something that they have in common? As you can probably see, all of them, they end with an I and an R. So vestir, despir, preferir, conseguir, and so on. So these verbs that change graphically, this is a transformation that happens with a few verbs, not all of them, okay? A few verbs that end like this, that end with an I and with an R, okay? Not all of them. And this is exactly what we will check. The first example that we have to show you, it's the verb sentir. Sentir means to feel, right? So we have here S-E-N-T-I and R. In Portuguese, I'm going to spell in Portuguese. S-E-N-T-I-R. And I'm gonna show you the conjugation. Eu sinto. See here that when we check the infinitive, we have here an E, but when we conjugate the verb, present tense, first person, only first person of the singular. Okay, I'm gonna repeat. This transformation happens only when we're dealing with present tense and first person of the singular with eu. So eu sinto. So instead of having here an e, see that in the infinitive we have an e. But then when we conjugate, we have an I. Eu sinto. And then the rest of the conjugation, it's the same. Okay, it doesn't change anything. Okay, so sentes, sente, sentimos, sentem. So the only one that is different, again, is just here the first person of the singular. Another example. Dormir. Dormir, we have here an O, right? D-O-R-M-I-R. Just I'm spelling in Portuguese, okay? So again, D-O-R-M-I-R. And now let's check the conjugation. But before showing you that, see that we have an O here. Now pay attention to what happens when we conjugate the verb on the first person of the singular present tense. Eu durmo. See here it changes. Instead of having an O, we have a U. And then everything else is the same. So dormes, dorme, dormimos, dormem. Okay, so then we still have an O here, and an O here, and an O here, and the same here. Okay, so the only difference is when you conjugate some of these verbs that end with an I and an R. Some of them, they change graphically from E to I, you have an example here, or from O to U. And that's it, okay? There are no other transformations. It's always like this, from E to I, or from O to U. And now we have here an activity for you to practice. So the first question that we have here is, ele veste o casaco? And this means he dresses the coat, jacket, casaca jacket. So this activity is a bit artificial because you always have to answer no to all these questions. And in order to be able to answer, first of all, you say no, and then you say I, in this case, ele veste o casaco, does he put on the jacket? So you have to say no, he doesn't put on the jacket, but I put on the jacket. Or the second one is like, elas conseguem fazer o teste. They can make the test. They can do the test. So you have to say no, but I can do the test. Okay, so because the only way for you to practice this transformation is you have to conjugate all these verbs in the first person of the singular, and because that's That's when we do this transformation from E to I, or from O to U, as we just saw. The third translation is a criança despe sozinha, which means the child, undresses herself by herself. Undresses by herself. Sozinha means alone or by herself. So again, the answer must be no, but I take off the clothes by myself, okay? Then a Maria prefere o chá, so Maria prefers the tea. Não, mas eu, so he's like, no, but I prefer the tea, okay? Once again, you have to conjugate the verb in the first person to operate this change. And the last one is, o João sente calor na cozinha, so John feels, calor is like hot or heat. Calor is heat in the kitchen. And you have to say, não, mas eu, like, no, but I feel heat, or I feel hot at the kitchen. So now I'm going to ask you to stop this video for a few seconds, try to complete this activity, and I'm going to show you the answers right after that, okay? So please stop the video and complete this. Okay, so let's see the answers that we have here. Não, mas eu visto, see? So the verb is vestir, actually it's here, vestir. So this E, we no longer have the E, now we have an I. The second one is não, mas eu consigo. We also have here the verb conseguir. See that we have here an E, and here we have an I. You might be asking yourself, for instance, here we have conseguir, right? And I just told you that sometimes the verb changes from O to U, and sometimes from E to I. In this case, you have an O and an E. So how do you know if you have to change this syllable or this syllable here? I'm going to tell you that this transformation happens always on the second to last syllable. Okay, it's always a second to last syllable, and we'll have more examples in a second. Third one, a criança despe sozinha. Não, mas eu dispo-me sozinha. So again, the verb is despir. Can you see here? Despir with an E, and then when you conjugate, we have an I. Again, the second to last syllable. A Maria prefere o chá, and the answer is não, mas eu prefiro o chá. This one is very clear because, as you can see, preferir, we have here an E and another E here. So you might asking yourself, okay, do I have to change this one here, this E here, or this E here? But I just told you that it's always the second to last syllable that changes, right? So as you can see, não, mas eu prefiro, so this E here, second to last syllable, this E here, this I here that we have to change, okay? O João sente calor na cozinha. Não, mas eu sinto. And that's it. Thank you for watching.